What if the signs appear long before you meet the person written for you? Before Allah brings the right person into your life, He may first remove the wrong ones, heal the wounds that once blinded your heart, and teach you to stop chasing love where peace was never meant to exist. Most people only notice the meeting. Very few notice the preparation. So if your heart, prayers, and relationships have recently begun to change, pay close attention, because these 5 signs may reveal that Allah is preparing you for a love built on faith, peace, and purpose. 1. Allah removes the people who keep disturbing your peace. One of the clearest signs of spiritual preparation is separation. People you once believed would stay forever may suddenly become distant, relationships may end, and doors you kept trying to reopen may close without giving you the explanation you were hoping for. At first, this can feel like rejection, abandonment, or even punishment. But sometimes Allah removes people because they are occupying a place in your heart that was never meant to belong to them. You may continue asking why they changed, why they walked away, or why the connection could not be saved, while Allah is protecting you from pain you cannot yet see. The wrong person often brings confusion, emotional exhaustion, constant uncertainty, and the feeling that you must keep proving your worth just to receive basic care. The right person will not be perfect, but their presence will not force you to lose your dignity, silence your needs, or destroy your peace just to keep them close. When Allah begins removing relationships that repeatedly disturb your heart, do not assume your life is becoming empty. Sometimes emptiness is not loss, it is preparation. Allah may be clearing away what is unhealthy so that you can finally recognize, value, and receive something more peaceful when it arrives. 2. You stop chasing love and start trusting Allah. Hadith afford. Another powerful sign of preparation is that you no longer feel desperate to force love into your life. You stop chasing people who give you mixed signals, begging for attention, or trying to convince someone to see your value. Instead of attaching your heart to every new person you meet, you begin trusting that what Allah has written for you will reach you at the right time. This does not mean you stop desiring marriage or companionship. It means your desire becomes healthier. You still make dua, but you no longer allow loneliness to push you toward people who disturb your peace. You begin understanding that true love should not require you to lose your dignity, ignore clear warning signs, or constantly fear that someone will leave. Your heart slowly moves from desperation to surrender. Instead of asking, "Why has no one chosen me yet?" you begin saying, "Ya Allah, protect me from anyone who is not good for me, and bring the right person when I am truly ready." This trust gives you strength because you realize that you do not need to chase what Allah has already written. What belongs to you will not miss you, and what misses you was never meant to remain. 3. Allah heals the wounds that made you choose the wrong people. Sometimes the greatest preparation for the right person is not meeting someone new. It is healing the pain that kept pulling you toward the wrong people. Unhealed wounds can make unhealthy relationships feel familiar. You may mistake emotional distance for mystery, jealousy for love, control for protection, or temporary attention for genuine commitment. Because your heart fears loneliness, you may accept less than you deserve and ignore warning signs simply to avoid being left alone. But when Allah begins healing you, your choices start changing. You become more aware of the patterns that repeatedly caused you pain. You stop making excuses for people who are inconsistent, disrespectful, or emotionally unavailable. You no longer feel attracted to relationships where you must struggle for basic honesty, reassurance, and kindness. The treatment you once tolerated begins to feel unacceptable because you finally understand that love should not constantly wound your dignity. This healing may feel uncomfortable because it forces you to face truths you once avoided. Yet every painful realization is helping you grow. Allah may be teaching you to recognize the difference between attachment and love, attention and commitment, excitement and peace. When your wounds begin to heal, you no longer choose someone because they fill an emptiness. You choose with wisdom, patience, faith, and self-respect. That is how Allah prepares your heart to recognize healthy love when it finally arrives. 4. Your dua becomes clearer and more mature. Another powerful sign that Allah may be preparing your heart for marriage is that your dua begins to change. In the beginning, you may pray only from emotion, loneliness, or attachment. You may ask Allah to give you a particular person simply because your heart wants them, without considering whether that person is truly good for your faith, character, peace, and future. You may believe that receiving the person you desire is the only way your prayer can be answered, but spiritual growth teaches you that Allah's protection can also be an answer. As you mature, your dua becomes deeper. Instead of saying, Ya Allah, give me this person, you begin saying, Ya Allah, if this person is good for my life, faith, and akhirah, bring them closer in a halal and peaceful way. But if they are harmful for me, remove the attachment from my heart and replace it with something better. This kind of prayer requires courage because you are no longer asking Allah to follow your emotions. You are asking Him to guide your emotions toward what is truly good for you. Your priorities also begin to change. Perhaps you once focused mainly on appearance, charm, status, or the excitement someone made you feel. But after experiencing disappointment and learning difficult lessons, you start praying for qualities that can sustain a marriage. You ask for someone honest, patient, emotionally responsible, loyal, respectful, and serious about their relationship with Allah. You begin understanding that attraction may start a connection, but character is what protects it when life becomes difficult. Your dua becomes less about finding someone who can impress you, and more about finding someone who can build a peaceful life with you. You ask for a spouse who communicates instead of disappearing, listens instead of dismissing your feelings, and remains kind even during disagreement. You pray for someone who does not only speak beautifully before marriage, but continues showing responsibility, mercy, and respect after the excitement of the beginning has faded. You also stop praying only for what you want in another person and begin asking Allah to improve what is within you. This is one of the clearest signs of emotional and spiritual maturity. You say, Ya Allah, make me the kind of spouse I am asking you to send. Correct my character, heal my insecurity, teach me patience, protect my tongue, and help me love someone without becoming controlling, dependent, or unfair. You realize that marriage is not simply about receiving the right person. It is also about becoming someone capable of caring for the blessing when it arrives. Many people pray for a peaceful marriage while carrying habits that would disturb that peace. They ask for an understanding spouse, but refuse to communicate honestly. They ask for loyalty while keeping emotional doors open to people from the past. They ask for someone patient while becoming angry whenever life does not move according to their expectations. A mature dua makes you look inward. It teaches you to prepare, not merely wait. You begin asking Allah to protect you from relationships built only on intense feelings. You recognize that strong emotions do not always mean a connection is right. Sometimes the relationships that feel the most powerful are the ones that awaken your deepest wounds. They make you anxious, uncertain, and emotionally dependent, yet you mistake this instability for love. As your prayer becomes wiser, you begin asking for clarity instead of confusion, consistency instead of temporary attention, and peace instead of emotional chaos. Your dua may also become more patient. You no longer demand that everything happen immediately. You understand that delay does not always mean denial. Allah may be protecting you from meeting someone before either of you is ready. He may be developing your judgment, strengthening your faith, correcting your standards, or removing attachments that would prevent you from recognizing a healthier relationship. What feels like waiting may actually be preparation taking place beyond what you can see. This maturity changes the way you respond when a connection does not work out. Instead of believing your entire future has been destroyed, you return to Allah with trust. You may still feel disappointed, but you no longer allow disappointment to convince you that Allah has forgotten you. You remind yourself that a closed door may be saving you from years of pain. You begin valuing Allah's wisdom more than your temporary desire. A mature prayer does not say, "Give me anyone so I will no longer feel alone." It says, "Do not let loneliness make me accept someone who will take me away from my peace and faith." It does not say, "Let this happen quickly." It says, "Let it happen correctly." It does not say, "Give me someone who completes me." It says, "Give me someone with whom I can grow, worship, heal, and build a life that pleases you." You also become more careful about what you call a sign. You stop treating every coincidence, conversation, dream, or strong feeling as proof that someone is written for you. You understand that only Allah knows the unseen. Instead of building your future on assumptions, you ask Allah for wisdom, clarity, and protection. You observe character, intentions, consistency, and whether the relationship is moving in a respectful and halal direction. When your dua becomes clearer, your standards become clearer as well. You are no longer impressed by words without action. You stop choosing potential over reality. You recognize that someone can speak about marriage while showing no responsibility, promise loyalty while behaving inconsistently, or use religious language without demonstrating good character. Your prayer teaches you to seek substance rather than appearances. Eventually, you reach a beautiful place of surrender. You still desire marriage, but you no longer worship the outcome. You want companionship, but you do not allow the absence of it to destroy your gratitude. You continue praying while also continuing to live, grow, heal, and serve Allah. Your heart says, "Ya Allah, I trust what you choose, I trust what you remove, and I trust the timing in which you allow what is written to reach me." This kind of dua is powerful because it is no longer coming only from loneliness. It is coming from wisdom. It is no longer focused only on finding love. It is focused on finding love that brings peace, responsibility, growth, and closeness to Allah. When your prayers become this clear and mature, it may be a sign that your heart is finally learning how to recognize the kind of relationship it once asked for without truly understanding. 5. You become peaceful without needing anyone to complete you. One of the deepest signs of emotional and spiritual preparation is that you stop believing another person must arrive before your life can finally begin. For a long time, you may have imagined that marriage would solve your loneliness, heal every wound, remove every insecurity, and give you the happiness you could not create alone. You may have looked at other couples and quietly wondered why Allah had not yet given you the same blessing. But as your heart grows, you begin to understand something powerful. A spouse can share your life, but they cannot become the source of your entire peace. This realization changes you. You still desire marriage, love, and companionship, but you no longer treat them as proof of your worth. You stop measuring your value by whether someone chooses you. You no longer believe that being single means you are forgotten, unwanted, or behind everyone else. Instead, you begin seeing this season as part of your journey with Allah, a season in which your character, faith, purpose, and emotional strength are still being developed. You start building a life that does not remain empty while you wait. You take care of your health, protect your time, strengthen your relationship with Allah, improve your character, and pursue meaningful goals. You stop postponing joy until another person appears. You learn to appreciate quiet mornings, sincere friendships, family, personal growth, worship, and the small blessings you once ignored because you were too focused on what was missing. This does not mean the desire for companionship disappears. It means that desire no longer controls you. You can want love without becoming desperate for it. You can pray for marriage without allowing the waiting to make you bitter. You can feel lonely sometimes without running toward the first person who offers attention. That balance is a sign of maturity because you are no longer choosing from fear. You are learning to choose from clarity. When you believe someone must complete you, loneliness can make almost anyone look like an answer. A small amount of attention can feel like love. Temporary affection can look like commitment. Mixed signals can keep you emotionally trapped because you are afraid that walking away will return you to emptiness. But when Allah teaches you peace within yourself, you become less vulnerable to relationships that survive only through your fear of being alone. You begin noticing how often people abandon their values just to keep someone. They tolerate disrespect, ignore dishonesty, hide their needs, and silence their intuition because they cannot imagine life without the relationship. But when your heart is connected to Allah, losing the wrong person no longer feels worse than losing yourself. You understand that companionship purchased with your dignity is too expensive. This inner peace also changes your standards. You stop looking only for someone who creates excitement, and you begin looking for someone whose character can support stability. You no longer need constant messages, dramatic declarations, or emotional intensity to feel secure. You become more attracted to consistency, honesty, gentleness, responsibility, and respect. You understand that healthy love may not always feel like chaos. Sometimes it feels quiet, safe, and clear. In the past, peace may have felt unfamiliar to you. If you were used to uncertainty, you might have mistaken emotional anxiety for a strong connection. You might have believed that constantly wondering where you stood meant you cared deeply. But healing teaches you that genuine love should not keep your heart in permanent confusion. The right relationship may contain challenges, but it should not require you to live in fear every day. As you become peaceful without needing someone to complete you, you also stop expecting a future spouse to carry responsibilities that belong to you. You no longer expect them to repair every insecurity, read every unspoken feeling, or make you happy at all times. You begin taking responsibility for your own healing, communication, faith, and emotional health. This makes you more prepared for marriage because you are no longer searching for a rescuer. You are becoming capable of being a partner. Marriage is not two incomplete people demanding that the other fill every emptiness. It is two human beings, both imperfect and dependent upon Allah, choosing to support one another with mercy and responsibility. A spouse may comfort you, encourage you, and walk beside you, but they cannot replace your connection with your Creator. The moment you expect a person to give your heart what only Allah can provide, even a good relationship can begin to carry an impossible burden. Your peace becomes stronger when you understand this truth. You stop asking another person to become your purpose. You stop making their attention the center of your emotional world. You learn to love without losing yourself and to care without becoming completely dependent. You can be close to someone while still maintaining your worship, boundaries, responsibilities, and identity. This kind of peace also protects you from rushing. You no longer feel that every passing year is evidence that something is wrong with you. You stop allowing comparison to make you impatient. Other people's weddings no longer feel like proof that Allah has forgotten your dua. You can celebrate their happiness while trusting that your life is unfolding according to a different timeline. Comparison once made you feel late, but faith reminds you that Allah's timing is not measured by the speed of other people's lives. Someone marrying earlier does not mean they are more loved by Allah, just as waiting longer does not mean you are less worthy. Every person faces a different test, and every blessing arrives with responsibilities you may not be able to see from the outside. As your peace grows, you begin asking a better question. Instead of constantly wondering, when will the right person come, you ask, who am I becoming while I wait? This question turns waiting into preparation. You examine your patience, communication, habits, emotional reactions, financial responsibility, and relationship with Allah. You understand that the quality of your future marriage may be influenced by the person you are choosing to become today. You begin working on the parts of yourself that need honesty and discipline. Perhaps you learn to communicate instead of withdrawing. Perhaps you stop allowing anger to control your words. Perhaps you heal from past betrayal so that you do not punish an innocent person for what someone else did. Perhaps you learn that boundaries are not cruelty, and that forgiveness does not always require reopening the same door. This transformation gives your waiting season meaning. You realize that preparation is not passive. It is not simply sitting still and hoping someone appears. It is becoming more sincere, more stable, more self-aware, and more capable of giving the love you pray to receive. You are not only waiting for a good spouse, you are asking Allah to help you become one. Your relationship with solitude changes as well. Being alone no longer automatically feels like abandonment. You discover that silence can reveal what constant distraction was hiding. In quiet moments, you learn what you truly value, what wounds still need attention, and what kind of life you want to build. You become more comfortable with your own thoughts because you are no longer running from yourself. This does not mean you never feel lonely again. Even strong believers experience loneliness, sadness, and longing. Peace does not mean the absence of emotion. It means your emotions no longer control every decision. You can feel the ache of waiting while still trusting Allah. Why the? You can have difficult days without returning to people who repeatedly hurt you. You can desire companionship without believing your life has no meaning without it. There is great strength in being able to say, I would love to share my life with someone, but I will not destroy my life to avoid being alone. That sentence reflects self-respect, faith, and emotional clarity. It means you are no longer willing to exchange lasting peace for temporary attention. As this peace develops, you become more selective about who receives access to your heart. You stop sharing your deepest emotions with people who have shown no responsibility. You stop building imaginary futures around someone who has offered no clear intention. You learn that not every connection deserves your attachment, and not every feeling deserves to be followed. You begin paying attention to actions. Does this person respect your faith? Are they honest when it is inconvenient? Do they communicate clearly? Do they take responsibility for their mistakes? Do they treat people well when there is nothing to gain? Are they serious about building a halal and responsible future? Or do they only enjoy the emotional comfort of keeping you close? Inner peace gives you the courage to accept the answers. When you were desperate, you may have ignored what you saw because you wanted the connection to work. Now, you are able to walk away from what repeatedly contradicts your values. You understand that rejection may hurt for a season, but remaining in the wrong relationship can damage years of your life. You also stop seeing every closed door as a tragedy. Sometimes, Allah protects your peace through disappointment. A person may leave, a proposal may not move forward, or a connection may end before you understand why. In the moment, it may feel like loss, but later you may recognize that you were being protected from incompatibility, dishonesty, or pain that had not yet revealed itself. This is why peace is such a powerful form of preparation. It allows you to trust Allah, even when you do not understand the outcome. You no longer need every situation to end the way you imagined before you can believe Allah is guiding you. You begin trusting that His wisdom is present in both what He gives and what He prevents. Eventually, you reach a place where marriage is no longer an escape from your life. It becomes a possible addition to a life already rooted in faith, purpose, and gratitude. You are not asking someone to rescue you from yourself. You are praying for a companion who can walk beside the person Allah is helping you become. And when someone enters your life, you will be more capable of seeing them clearly. You will not be blinded by desperation. You will not confuse attention with intention. You will not ignore warning signs simply because you fear losing the opportunity. You will be able to ask whether the connection brings you closer to Allah, supports your values, and offers the foundation required for a peaceful future. The deepest change is this. You no longer say, I need someone to make me whole. You begin saying, Allah is enough for my heart, and if He gives me a spouse, I will receive that person as a blessing, not worship them as my source of happiness. That is not giving up on love. It is learning how to love correctly. It is learning that your future spouse should not become the center around which your entire identity revolves. They should be a companion in worship, growth, responsibility, mercy, and life. They may add joy to your journey, but your foundation must remain with Allah. So, if you are becoming calmer, more grateful, more selective, and less desperate, do not think your desire for marriage is disappearing. You may simply be learning how to desire it without allowing it to control you. You may be learning how to wait without losing hope, how to love without losing dignity, and how to trust without demanding that Allah follow your timeline. Only Allah knows who is written for you and when that person may enter your life. But becoming peaceful without needing anyone to complete you is a beautiful form of preparation. It means that when love arrives, you will not hold it with fear. You will hold it with gratitude, wisdom, and faith. And perhaps that is one of the greatest gifts of the waiting season. Before Allah allows you to share your heart with someone else, He teaches you not to abandon the heart He has already given you. If these signs are appearing in your life, do not rush to turn them into a promise about when someone will arrive. Only Allah knows the unseen, the timing, and the person written for you. But understand this: every separation, every healing season, every deeper dua, and every moment of inner peace may be preparing you for something greater than the love you once chased. Do not fear the waiting. Do not return to people Allah helped you outgrow. Do not lower your standards because loneliness becomes heavy. Keep becoming the person you pray to meet. Keep protecting your heart, strengthening your faith, and trusting Allah's timing. Because when the right person enters your life, you may finally understand why the wrong ones had to leave, why your heart had to heal, and why Allah first taught you to become peaceful without them. What is written for you will never miss you, and when it arrives by Allah's permission, it will not ask you to abandon your faith, dignity, or peace to keep it.